Hello everyone, this is Jordan Frost coming to you with my project on John Locke's political theory. I'm a junior at Delta College in Michigan, going into business management, and this is my project for History 112, Survey of Later Western Civilization under Professor Laura Dull. John Locke was an important figure during the Enlightenment period in Britain. He was best known for his theories in philosophy and politics, and through his theories he contended that power belonged to the middle-class citizen, and every man was made equal. By equal, he meant that they were entitled to three major things: life, liberty, and property. Those freedoms are what our Constitution was based on when we wrote that every person is entitled to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So in order to understand Locke's theories, we need to understand what the state of nature is. Locke argued that the natural state of humanity is a happy and good place. This was a vast difference to many of the other philosophers of the time. They thought humanity was evil, and that we were just attempting to do good. Locke believed that we were good and just people, but we just happened to sin every now and then. This is what he believes the natural state of humanity would be in a world where there was no authority and no man being superior to one another, no government to control us. So in order to be in a natural state, we would have to have natural laws. These are essentially morals that every person should know from birth. Things as simple as it's wrong to steal. You shouldn't kill somebody. They seem simple enough, but if everyone really understood them, then Locke's assertion of a positive state of nature should be the reality. Unfortunately, not all of humanity follows natural laws, and that's where we come into contention. So Locke believed that we knew the natural law, and that we believed in our equal rights of life, liberty, and property through reason. Mankind knows that it shouldn't harm one another. It knows that we shouldn't steal possessions or property. But the inclusion of possessions in Locke's theory was one of the major differences that he had with another main theorist of the time, Thomas Hobbes. Hobbes argued that people couldn't be without conflict as long as possession was a thing. Hobbes believed that no man owned anything, that everything belonged to everybody. And as long as there were possessions, there was always going to be contention among mankind. We've got here a quote from John Locke on judgment. It says, "For the law of nature would, as all other laws that concern men in this world, be in vain if there were nobody that in the state of nature had a power to execute the law, and thereby preserve the innocent and restrain offenders. And if anyone in the state of nature may punish another for any evil he has done, everyone may do so." Basically what he's saying here is that everybody needs to be the policing force of humanity. If somebody has something wrong done to them, then everybody should stand behind the person who was wronged and help them to judge the person who had done the wronging. As long as we're in a good state of mind, a natural state that Locke foresaw, then this shouldn't be an issue. But then we come to punishment. What do we do to the people who do the wrong? Well, this was the tricky part, because Locke believed that if one should come into power over another by breaking the natural law, then punishment should be decided by consciousness and reason. Unfortunately, that's not how it worked. Opposition to his theory saw that when somebody has something wrong done to them, they want revenge. They would take lives for silly things like stealing. The ends didn't always meet what the punishment was. This is when it was decided that the natural state wasn't something that we could obtain naturally, and we would need to do something further. So we got a government to help us police ourselves and to make sure that nobody could take advantage of the natural law. John Locke believed that no single human being could be entrusted to govern an entire body, which is why he was against a monarchy. Instead, he believed in democracy. But he was one of the first to put forth a system where there would be separate branches that would be governed and fought against each other with a system of checks and balances, so no one role could become stronger than the others and take complete control. This is obviously the same system that we use in America today. Here's just another quote of John Locke's about how he felt about monarchy. It says, "As if when men, quitting the state of nature, entered into society, they agreed that all of them but one should be under the restraint of laws, but that he should still retain the liberty of the state of nature, increased with power, and made licentious with impunity. This is to think that men are so foolish that they take care to avoid what mischiefs may be done them by polecats or foxes, but are content, nay, think it safety, to be devoured by lions." It's a very interesting way to put how he felt about the monarchy system and how he believed that having one person with power over everybody was no better than being in the natural state. It's very interesting to put it that way. So, without further ado, this is the end of my project. These are the sources that I used to help me put it together, and I thank all of you for listening and hope you have a wonderful night. Thank you.